radical splinter group. They were called Whiskers for Justice. But they weren't that radical. If they didn't like you, they'd wait till you were reading your paper, come round and sit on it. So I set up a one-woman vigilante action group. We take direct action to sort out any abuse of cats that we see. So, there is no cat equivalent of the Grand National, is there? You don't see cat burgers for sale in Asda. And cats are never used to fill potholes. Down to my vigilance. You're welcome. So, I heard about Schrodinger's cat. And I was frankly quite disturbed because this is dark stuff. He has this experiment where he feels it necessary to prove that a cat can be simultaneously alive and dead inside a box. Who does that? What a monster. If you were to tell me you're doing that to wasps or rats or Nigel Farage, but not cats, that's not okay. And yet there is no public uproar. I can't understand it. I decided that the way to get the profile raised on this is to do a live stream. I was going to do a live stream and recreate this monstrous experiment, like a TED Talk, but with cats. So I did it last week. No sooner had the cameras started rolling than the trolls come out. Show us your pussy! Shut up, Mum. So I've got my box and I've got my cat. Her name's Boudica, by the way, and she is in the box. Now, one of the things Schrödinger says is quite important is that we don't know the state of the cat in the box. So that's a bit unfortunate because Boudica's currently on a spin cycle. She's not happy. I definitely know the state that she's in. She's alive and she's pissed off. And there's the noise as well. Now, not all cats vocalise in the same way. Researchers tell us that a cat's meow is them attempting to mimic a distressed crying baby because they want us to come faster to do their bidding. Sneaky little bastards. But Boudica's not doing that, she's doing a kind of ferocious growling noise, which roughly translates as, I am going to flay the skin from you and everybody that you love when I get out of here. Which is fair enough. So, I need to mention the poison, because poison is Schrödinger's murder weapon of choice. And it's supposed to be in a little glass capsule in the box. Now, I didn't want to use real poison, so I decided I was going to use a stink bomb. They still exist. It's a bit Dennis the Menace, but they still exist. You can get them from Amazon. Little glass capsule, and when you break it, smell comes out. What does it smell of? I'm going to tell you, because I went on a British Airways flight recently. Now, I don't know whether you know, but Jamie Oliver did a makeover on their food. And I think it's a bit of a joker, because have a guess what Jamie Oliver thinks is a really great thing that everybody ought to eat when they're stuck in a little tin tube in each other's personal space. Yeah, hard-boiled eggs in a lentil slurry. And the worst part was, it was really, really delicious, so everybody ate it all up. And then they went to sleep. And then they all woke themselves up with their eggy farts. The air of the cabin was thick with fart. It was like fart soup. In fact, there were that many ass cheeks slapping together that the stewardess thought she was getting a standing ovation. So I reckon Jamie has got a side hustle whereby he takes all that air out of the cabin, puts it in the stink bombs, and sells it back to us. Because that's what it smells like. So I've got one of these, and I put it in the box with Boudica. Now, Schrödinger says it's supposed to be placed precariously balanced. Now, anybody who's ever met a cat will know that if a cat sees something precariously balanced, it's going to knock it off. It's the kitty law. And Boudica's just going to do that, I know she is. Has she signed her own death warrant? Well, I was about to find out. Because what other tricks has she got up her sleeve? Cats are masters at psychological warfare. So even though I knew she did not need a wee, she squeezed out a protest wee. And that's the point at which I regretted using a cardboard box. Because now Boudica has weakened the strength of the box, she has punched a hole in it because she knows cat karate. Not all cats are pussies. So the next part is a bit of a blur. It's a bit of a blur, but it went something like this. So the poison capsule rolled out and fell through the hole onto the floor, smashed open. Boudica can move faster than I can at the best of times. And so, yes, I'm trying to do science here. I'm trying to do photos. I'm trying to make notes. I'm dead. I'm Schrödinger in this, remember? I'm dead on the floor. Boudicca's next door, bombing her dinner off the neighbours. So what did I learn from all of this? Well, I learned that Schrödinger is not a cat person. And the TED Talk people have not got back in touch for some reason. Because I've got another session planned next week. I'm going live again. This time it's a cookery demonstration. I'm going to do a cookery demonstration because there's a long-running documentary that I have a real problem with, because I think they're abusing cats, quite honestly, feeding them a highly unsuitable diet. It's important that we don't think cats can eat human food. So I'm going to cook lasagna, and I'm going to show it is not a suitable food for cats. And I want you all to write to your MPs as well. If you see this thing, it's called Garfield. Thank you very much.